Have you been feeling lonely recently? Maybe you've just been through a hard breakup. Maybe you're starting to separate yourself from your social circle because you're starting to realize that they're a little superstitial and they're not seeking growth like how you are. Well, I want you to understand that you are blessed to be in this position of isolation. When you are isolated, when you are learning how to navigate life by yourself, you are quite literally setting yourself up for success. You no longer have to please other people. You no longer are dealing with the opinions and energies of other people. You're straight up just listening to yourself, listening to God. You're tapped into you. When you start to learn how to love yourself, start to learn how to become your own best friend, nothing can stop you. Too many people nowadays don't spend enough time alone. They're too hyper fixated on fitting in with the crowd, trying to be normal. But what's normal nowadays is being fat, depressed, out of shape. The list goes on and on and on. Why are you surrounding yourself with these people? If the circle you surround yourself with don't inspire you, you don't have a circle. You have a cage. You need to break free. When you go monk mode, when you have this time of isolation, you're going to learn you. You're going to become you. Once again, you're not going to be concerned of these worldly people's opinions, what they have to say about you, going out there and chasing your dreams. You're going to be tapped into how you truly feel, and you're going to be operating, navigating through life by those feelings. You're not going to hold yourself back to try to please other people. You're going to be listening to God, tapping into your intuition. I just want you guys to know, if God sets you apart, He has big plans for you. Instead of having long nights out, doing something that you don't even really like to do, drinking, watching other grown men playing sports on a TV screen, you're going to be tapped in, working on yourself. You're going to spend those nights prioritizing your sleep, prioritizing your self-love by meditation, reading books, journaling, constantly working on self-development. I went through this when I was in college. I was literally surrounded by over 10,000 people my age, and I was still alone. But guess what? I wasn't lonely, and I took advantage of this time. Growing up, I always had a ton of friends. I was always surrounded by a ton of people. This was the first time in my life I was truly isolated. I didn't hang out with nobody for like a whole semester my sophomore year. I didn't hang out with nobody. I didn't go to no parties. Wasn't hanging out with no girls, none of this. I was straight up focusing on me. I spent my nights reading, working on my craft, journaling, meditation, prioritizing my sleep, prioritizing my nutrition. And when I took that time, those few months just to focus on me, my wildest dreams became a reality because I was truly tapped in to my subconscious. God speaks to you through your subconscious mind, which you hear as your intuition. So when I was truly tapped into that intuition, I wasn't worrying about fitting in these parties, these clubs, going up, wasting my energy trying to pick up girls, all this weird stuff that people do nowadays. I was truly tapped into what I wanted. And once again, all the things that I thought were crazy, unachievable a few months before started to become my reality. When you start to dedicate time to yourself, loving yourself, learning yourself, then going to attract what you truly want. Stop being comfortable, man. Stop being okay with moderation, being okay with the average. It's gonna leave you to live an unfulfilling life. If you take those just a few months, man, that's literally all it takes, is a few months focusing on yourself, go on monk mode. You're gonna attract the abundance that you're seeking. It is in human nature to want to be around other people. Understand that. If you're abandoned by the tribe back in the day, you died, right? So it's normal to want to fit in with everybody, but you need to break free and break out of that normal mindset. You have to be odd to be number one. You need to spend those few months working on yourself, figuring out yourself, loving yourself, tending to your vessel. And when you do these things, you're going to attract that abundance that you're seeking. I know you want more. Anyone watching this video, I know you want more. So if you find yourself in a state of isolation, you feel lonely, you feel like nobody's matching your vibe anymore, I want you to know that you are blessed and that God sets you apart for a reason. The path is narrow. It is not this wide path that you see everyone else walking on. So if you want that abundance, you want to be exceptional, you need to do those weird yet exceptional things. Anyone that you see on TV, these famous athletes, celebrities, YouTubers, Twitch streamers, businessmen, whoever is successful, I guarantee you they got bullied by their old high school friends, their old ex-girlfriend, whatever, for being a workaholic or just being an overall weirdo, spending their nights grinding on their craft, focusing on themselves, weren't going out partying, binge drinking, falling victim to vices, hookup culture, all this other type of stuff that's just draining your energy. They're truly focused on their craft, and that's how they spent their free time. And I guarantee you, like I said again, they were probably bullied for it. They're probably made fun of. Hey bro, why didn't you come out? Hey man, you don't gotta do all that work. But guess what? When you put that time in and do that work, you're gonna have the rest of your life to live that way, to live free. People have this false misconception that when you're young, you have this freedom because you can like now go out to bars and like you're away from your parents. But true freedom is discipline. True freedom is living in accordance to what you want in this life and then achieving it. And once you have that, you have freedom because you have all that you want, right? So why wouldn't you want that? Freedom is not living an average moderation is key type of lifestyle, going to the bars every single weekend, living a hedonistic lifestyle. Freedom is living a disciplined life. My spiritual brothers and sisters out there, I know it's hard, especially when you go through awakening. You're gonna see through all the BS, you're gonna see through the superstition that maybe your old friends have or whatnot. But you gotta grow past that. Some things must die for something new to grow in its place. That is the hard truth. When a flower doesn't blossom, you don't fix the flower, you fix the environment. So if you aren't living up to your full potential in this environment, around these people, doing this job, doing this, doing that, you need to change your environment. Your environment is key, and that can be your physical environment, where you live, your occupation, what you're doing for school, or even just your internal inputs. Like, what are you allowing into your subconscious mind? What type of news are you watching? What type of media are you consuming? Are you constantly scrolling your phone? You can also change your internal environment, and that flower, you know, your spirit is going to bloom. This is so, so important. When you have this time of isolation, you are truly tapped into that metaphor, the flower blossoming, because you're listening to yourself. Once again, God speaks to you through your subconscious mind, and you hear it as your intuition. And when you are flooded with all these BS, right? Oh, did you hear the drama with Jessica? You know, your friends are saying this, watching this politics on the news, saying all this BS, whatnot. You aren't tapped into yourself because your energy is dispersed into all these things that aren't reciprocating any energy back to you. So when you have this time of isolation, when God sets you apart, it's the big message that you are not alone because you're a loser or a weirdo. You are alone right now because God sets you apart for a reason. And it's funny how when you start to take advantage of this time of isolation, you start to craft what you want, beautiful things start to grow. Beautiful things start to grow in the old things place. These beautiful flowers, 1,000 times bigger, 1,000 times more abundant than the flowers that were there before. If you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more. Peace out.